Hi guys, I'm Nessa. I decided to interview my auntie and my older sister because they've had careers in journalism and media. So both of them have received bachelor's degrees in either journalism or communications. So with my auntie, she has done journalism for 40 years. She's more on the newspaper side, she's done work for small news agencies, and she's also done some work with a public relations firm, and she has taught journalism at a high school for some time. Most of her time in the career field, she has spent it as an editor-in-chief. So her responsibilities in this position entailed assigning stories to her writers, and then she would also have her own stories that she'd put together. This all included like interviewing people, taking photos, and writing stories, and then she would design the newspapers that were put out each week. But now she's self-employed. She writes family history books for her clients, which is super cool. My sister did a few years on the TV side of journalism. She has worked for KSL and BYU TV. Her positions were video editor and journalist. For video editing, it also included like adding music and narration to the show, and then sometimes she had to do like live streaming. She had to manage that, and then she also got to write and host segments of her own, and she had those segments on fashion and lifestyle stories. So about both of their jobs, they explained that they worked kind of weird hours. My auntie, she kind of had like a 9 to 5 schedule, but she was still on call 24/7 because stories happen when they happen. And then my sister, she worked like kind of later hours, like the later half of the day. It was still like 5 days out of the week, but yeah, they kind of had some weird schedules. And would work weekends too sometimes. But other than that, they said that the job on either side required a lot of self-motivation. It required being objective and being creative and learning how to manage your time well. And then they also said that in order to succeed the best was to practice speaking, writing, and reading, and then also really studying English. So my 3 concentrations for my degree are business communications and media. I'd say their career pathways are pretty applicable to my goals because one of my whys is to work in public relations and or journalism. The most important thing that I learned from them is that this line of work is very self-challenging. It's not like shift work where you are told your responsibilities and then you can forget about your work whenever you're off the clock. Like, it's just an ongoing thing. In journalism, to be successful, you really have to like motivate yourself and apply yourself. You're always on the go. It's a mix of like, you have to have skills in communication, technical skills, analytical, creative, and persistent skills. I'd say these interviews really reaffirmed my goals. I've always thought this field would be something that I'd like pursue. So that was really cool to find that I would actually like to do based off of the interviews. I've learned that it's very interactive and fast-paced and challenging. The environment is, and I'm really excited to work in that kind of environment. And I've learned that it helps you learn more about people, which I'm excited about. And I also love the idea of exploring my creativity and sharing stories and information. So yeah, my plans were really affirmed. So thanks for listening.